What's going on, guys? It's JustSneakerThings here, and today we're going to be talking about the Yeezy V2 Breds. I'm going to be doing a review and a legit check on these shoes because obviously people are still getting scammed, and I see it all the time. People on Twitter, people on any other social media, they're getting scammed by all these other people getting these shoes because they look very good. So I'm going to go through every single detail that I know of about this. I don't know. I haven't watched many reviews or any type of legit check on these, so it's all off my brain. So first I'm going to show you guys that they're legit. Obviously legit pairs, they'll come with this size tag. I do not recommend you guys get these shoes without this size tag. If they say they lost it or whatever, don't believe it. And you got this tag right here. If you look at this tag, the font's right on the fakes. It's either too bold or it's not bold enough. And the rounding here, they're kind of more of on a pointed edge, but yeah, legit. This is the kind of paper it will come in. It's not going to come in no perfect matter. It's not going to, it's nice, squishy, it's not firm, any of that. The paper on the inside, you know, got a nice smooth feeling to it, a little wrinkly, it's not all flat and all that. Then we got the insole itself right here. As you can see, Adidas Yeezy. Now when you look right here, this will always be a little bit further away. The Adidas logo will be a little bit further away from the Yeezy, and it'll be closer to the Adidas. Now if it's right in the middle, then that's a big sign that it's fake. Also, you guys might not be able to see this, but also on the fakes, there are the lines that come across here. They'll come across here on the reels, and on the fakes, they kind of look like they have an up and down and side pattern. So be on the lookout for that. Now obviously everyone knows the back right here on how defined the Adidas looks. I'm pretty sure the fakes have gotten this down for, you know, the majority anyway. And as you can see here, 11.5 to 12.5. If it ever says 13 or anything like that, then it's also wrong because it only goes up to 12.5 for this anyway. And then it comes to the tip right here. Any further up or any further down, it's fake. Alright, now we got that out of the way. Let's get into the shoes real quick. Alright, so as you guys can see, on the outside of the shoe right here, so when you look at it, on the fakes, the SPLY 350, it's either too bold, not bold enough, and it's usually not straight like this. It's usually, there's kind of like a little dip. Some of them even have a little bit of a raise. Sometimes there will be a couple letters that are a little bigger than the others. No, don't fall for any of that. This is normal right here, the L on the bottom right here. It's a little bit fatter than the rest. That's all normal. So yeah, if it's the same as the rest, then yeah, it's also not normal. Now everyone knows the little pull tab right here. So on the edge, obviously everyone knows the dot rule, so I don't think I have to explain the dot rule that much. Another big thing is this bump right here. Not a lot of fakes have this. The good fakes have this. The really good fakes have this bump right here. But if your pair or a pair you're looking at does not have this bump, it is fake. So, alright, let's get on to the back. The back, it's got the nice perfect square. I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, nice perfect rectangular stitching around the red dots. And then you have the appropriate amount of red dots inside the rectangle. So yeah, when you get this pull tab, make sure when it lines up like this, make sure it either lines up to the middle or the top of this right here, of this zero. Because if this lines up to the middle, but if it lines up to the bottom, that's another indication that it's fake, because none of the retails ever line up with the bottom. So let's take that in mind. Now let's go to the underside. See, I do have them taped up because I have worn these. So yeah, one thing you guys want to look at the bottom of these is definitely, oh, my bad, is definitely the Boost. Right here, it'll have the 4 little indentations right here, and like, yeah, you guys know the little lines. They'll have the 4 lines each, not 3. Don't fall for the 3 or anything like that. That's it. And then the Boost is not defined at all. It's kind of like a smooth, just non-defined boost, basically. There's no like ridges or anything like that. It's just smooth, barely, not really bumpy or anything like that either. So yeah, if yours has little ridges on it like the V1s, then those are also fake. They'll always be smooth. That's one thing that the fakes have not gotten, is the correct boost. It has good feeling. The fakes have good feeling. They've sent me a pair before and they feel the same, but they do not look the same. So do not get fooled by these companies. So at the bottom, everything else is right. They have all this down basically. It's also not that, yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, it's kind of shiny. It's kind of shiny, but it's not as shiny as the fakes. All right, so off of that, now if you guys could look at the sizing down in the box, I'll bring this up to you guys. Look at the box. This is how a retail box is always going to look. And on the fakes, I do realize that they have not gotten this right. They've gotten very close, but they have not gotten it right. When you guys look at the letters, C black, red, noise, rouge, they got that right. Alright, they have that right, but what they do not have right is this and is these little numbers right here. They do not have those right. Obviously for these, it's 8-6, and the fakes are definitely off from that. So yeah, just be careful, because some of the fakes, they'll get really close to this. It'll have the same kind of look and everything like that, but yeah, right here, usually the fakes, they'll have it pushed to the edge more and that's closer, so it looks like it's all one thing, but it's not. Make sure it has those spaces and all that. Alright, and then also everyone knows about the guy up here, the guy in the top left hand corner, this dude right here. He's going to want to be on the edge like this, not in the middle or anything like that. Always be sure that that's a little bit off the edge right there. And then the last thing about this is the font. The font can't be too bold. I've seen too bold. I've seen them not bold enough. You want to make sure it's exactly like how it is on here. And one more thing, one little quick thing. They always have, all this is kind of like on a little slant. The fake ones always have a little slant on these, like either this line right here can dip down a little bit or it dips up, and then it makes the whole thing off. So just look for that. It's hard to see, but look for that. And on the bottom here, obviously barely any space. Right here from the bottom, that's another thing that you can tell that it's legit. Alright. And we're gonna get into the last thing right here. We're gonna look on the inside of the shoe. You guys are gonna see on the inside right here. This thing you guys are gonna see is the sizing tab right here. The sizing tab. Notice how it's not too bold, or how it's not crazy under, just like normal. But you see as the letters right here, they are a little bold. The rest is not really bold. You want to make sure that, and you want to make sure that all the sizes are aligned on the bottom, and make sure they say male/male. So that's another way to tell. These are, there's not a lot of things wrong with the fakes on these. Like, as you can tell, I don't know if you guys can see, but the prime knit and all that, it still has this line like it does on every other V2, like the belugas and all that. It still has this little like stripe, but you can barely see it, but it's different from the prime knit. You can't really tell the fakes or the retails by that anymore. So the last thing about this shoe, I would say it's not translucent. Obviously people have known it's barely, you can barely see the boost through this, and on the fakes you can see right through this, so always keep in mind of that. So yeah, that's all for the legit check. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you guys my review on this shoe. I think it's the best V2 that I've ever owned. Like I said, I've owned 4, and I think it's the best. To be honest, it's the cleanest, it's the best look, it fits with the most things that we have. The cream whites, I actually got the cream whites, you guys will be seeing those soon. You'll be seeing the zebra soon. So yeah, let's get on to the review. So as you can see, the shoe right here, obviously it's got the nice prime knit touch. It's got the Oh, also one thing I wanted to mention about the UV light on these shoes, and I know that there's a lot of videos on the UV light on these shoes, so I don't have one on me right now, but most of the fakes have got it down perfect. There's a couple minor differences when it comes to the UV light, but there are the good fakes out there. They have everything perfected on them, so I would not go by the UV light test anymore. So that's just my personal opinion. And another thing I want to tell you guys is about this right here. Obviously, the fakes have basically gone perfect with this. I mean, the angle of it, I would say they haven't. They've gotten similar. But on the best fakes that I've seen, this is raised up a little, like it's like up here instead of down here. It's a very minor difference, but it basically tells real or fake. So you want it down here, you don't want it pushed up here like this, you want it back at this angle right here. And sometimes the shape of it is even off. So don't be fooled. You guys can look at it right here, take a screenshot, and then put it up to any other V2 that you see. If it's not like this, it's probably not real. Alright, that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know if you want to see like an on foot of these shoes. They look really nice. They go with anything. They go with, if you want to wear shorts and put Adidas socks on, black Adidas socks, they match perfect with that. If you want to wear like khaki joggers, something like that, they work with everything that you can wear. So yeah, they're a very clean shoe. I love them. They're my favorite of the V2 series. So yeah, it's been just Sneaker Things, guys. I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.